For young people who have decided to pursue a career in tennis, the issue of school is an important one. They have to decide whether to combine tennis and school or to focus purely on sport. I share my views on that matter in this video. First, let's take a look at what happened for our players this week. Yuri Rodionov is preparing for the Davis Cup final next week. The opponent in the first round is Italy, and even without Sinner, this opponent is the clear favorite against Austria. For Austria, just reaching this competition is a great success, and Yuri was a key factor in this. Training went very well this week, and we are already looking ahead to next season, for which we must, of course, prepare ourselves. Sebastian Sorger was still in Vienna at the beginning of the week, then he headed to the Challenger in Soma Bay, our second base. For Sebastian, it's his first trip to Soma, but it still feels a bit like a home tournament. For Slava Belinsky, the wrist problem appears to be more serious than initially thought. The muscles have been loosened up after several therapy sessions, and after the break, overloading should no longer be an issue. However, the pain is still present, so further steps are necessary to diagnose the cause. When talking to parents and young people, combining school and tennis is often an important factor. But school naturally also takes time and energy, and in Central Europe in particular, the system is not always very friendly to aspiring top athletes. Parents are also often worried if their child's tennis career doesn't work out. They feel that the risk of putting all their eggs in one basket is often too great. In reality, of course, many fail to achieve a great career, but does that mean that these young people will then fail in life? Recently, the college system in the United States has also become increasingly attractive. Colleges offer interesting opportunities, especially for successful young people. In addition to scholarship, universities are also willing to pay some players a fixed annual salary, which can, of course, be interesting for players. The basic requirement for this is, of course, a high school diploma. And if you want to go down this path, you will naturally have to combine school with tennis. With our school in Soma Bay, we even have the perfect solution for aspiring athletes. The costs are very reasonable for the school. The location right next to the tennis courts is ideal, and our coaching team provides excellent tennis training. But of course, there are also risks when it comes to college. Is the coaching team there good enough? Is attention paid to injuries? I know of cases where players were often pushed to be fit for matches and then later had to end their careers. But this system also offers good opportunities, of course. For players who are not interested in going to college and who cannot find a good way to combine tennis and school education, I have a clear opinion. I don't see any great risk in giving up school and concentrating on tennis. And that's for several reasons. When you play a sport professionally for years, it shapes your character. You learn to push yourself, you are willing to strive for performance, you learn to deal with pressure situations. Traveling broadens your horizons, you learn languages, you make contacts all over the world, you learn to set goals and achieve them. You don't care if it's a holiday or the weekend when you are living out your passion. You have to keep your finances under control, plan your trips, and organize your tournaments. In short, during this time you learn so many things in real life that will also help you greatly after your career. I have seen that former athletes are highly sought after by employers because they know certain character qualities. Especially at the moment, the idea of performance is almost associated with a negative image in our society. It's more about equality than winning and losing. Taking risks and failing are no longer desirable. Nevertheless, successful companies want people who are willing to perform, who are ambitious, and who have learned that success is linked to effort. I think parents shouldn't worry about their children's future if they are willing to give their all in competitive sports. They will make their way, even if they don't have a big career. Of course, this is only on the condition that they want to use the character foundation they have acquired. For those who are not willing to do so, even a school degree won't help much. Thank you for your interest and see you in the next video.